Rappers and Rabbis. I go by Digital Crates, and I got a full crew with me tonight. We're going to jump right into it, and then after that, everybody's going to introduce themselves. But I really want to kick it off with a bang tonight. We have a lot to talk about. We have some upcoming events. We have some online events coming up soon, as well as some in real life events. Everybody's in a good mood tonight. We're feeling good. So I want to kind of get this started with a bang. And we have an updated new lyric video for our remix of Ma Tovu. And since we're all coming together to celebrate the Sabbath, let's kick it off proper with the Rappers and Rabbis remix of Ma Tovu.
May Hashem gift us with the one.
Welcome my people, please sit where you want. Sit where you want, sit where you want. An eye on inside and two eyes to the front. Eyes to the front, eyes to the front. Your spirit alive, the Shekhinah, she's home. Shekhinah, she's home, Shekhinah, she's home. So feel out the vibe to feel it is flow. To feel it is flow, to feel it is flow. Hip hop on our plane, now get ready, let's go. The didgeridoo and the shofar will blow. The rhythm is given, just follow the flow. Community singing my tovu, my toe.
Cypher is when the community gathers in a circle-like formation where everyone is participating, no one is spectating. What's happening in the Cypher is individuals are demonstrating their most creative and authentic self-expression. That could be beatboxing, it could be dance moves, it could be rapping, both written or improv, which we call freestyle. The Cypher is about peace, it's about love, and it's the hip-hop community way. It's about love, peace, it's about love, and it's the hip-hop community way.
Prepare for prayer, Hebra come grab a chair. Congregation for community, Mr. Yaakov for mayor. Warm welcome, greetings of shalom. Get comfortable and make the synagogue your home. How goodly are thy tents when they're blessed by their children, their parents, family and friends. Minyan, ladies and gents, gather the crew, let's do what we do. Rappers and rabbis, the Ma Tovu rendezvous. Ma Tovu rendezvous,
The intention of the Cypher has everybody have an opportunity to be unified and experience oneness. Unified. One. Opportunity. Unified. One. It's about love. About love, and it's the hip-hop community way. Unified. One. Opportunity, and it's the hip-hop community way. One.
I absolutely love that production. We got to shout out Tex Rich Ali, who's not with us tonight, but as a producer and artist is most definitely with us in spirit as he spearheaded that production for our Ma Tovu remix. I really love that, John. So we'll kind of take turns throughout the service, having everybody introduce themselves to keep it flowing. But first and foremost, I would introduce Matt Barr to the Cypher, our spiritual leader and co-founder of Rappers and Rabbis. And the next prayer we're going to get into is the Shema. So I don't know if you want to introduce yourself and then also introduce the Shema along with that.
I'm Matt Barr. I am the executive director of Bible Raps, which teaches Torah with hip hop, and also started Rappers and Rabbis originally with Rabbi Adam and Tex Rich Ali, who's actually on this next track. And so this is a good example of what we do. We remix Jewish prayers that you say, a lot of Jews say many times a day, and we're just trying to make it a little more exciting and a little more incisive and a little more modern for some ears. Some people, hear it right, but we're trying to make it a little more accessible. And so we remix the prayers and rewrite a melody to it, and then drop bars to it about what the basic idea of the prayer that is we're trying to meditate on for a little bit together. So that's what this next one is about, the idea of oneness, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, where, God is one. What does it mean? What is God is one? There's a oneness, So that's what we're exploring in this rap. And that's what we hope, people can find as a bridge to the Jewish prayer ceremony, and those who already, have the kind of, vocabulary of Jewish prayer aren't like alienated by this either. So we're trying to walk that fine line of being new, but also old. So this is a good example of that, a remix of the Shema.
Okay, thank you so much for that introduction. Again, please follow us at Rappers and Rabbis. Check us out at www.rappersandраbbis.com. And here's our Shema remix.
One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Breathing what is Holy Spirit like? 1 foot, 1 love, and 1 mic. 1 race, 1 God, and 1 light. 2 hands, 1 left and 1 right. The many and the all involved in one fight. When division's the plight gets solved when we unite. Cause one ain't free if all ain't free. And you are not you if I am not me. Contemplate, elevate with the Elohim. Rappers and rabbis, one hell of a team. Building with the Musar, expressing a few bars. Traveling so far to the sound of the shofar.
One of a kind hanging from the one vine. Wild grapes in the shade sometime become fine wine with a little sunshine. It's an hour past noon, can I get a one time? One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. Not trying to be a prophet, but he who parted the sea is a part of me. When I look in my heart, I see the same history and mystery. I'm G-D'd up, I'ma read up with my feet up. Sabbath is just practice so we all get freed up. Please plant your seeds up, Israel's the bride and the groom's inside. One of a kind hanging from the one vine. Wild grapes in the shade sometime become fine wine with a little sunshine. It's an hour past noon, can I get a one time? One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Yeah, every week when we play that song, I kind of have to fight from singing along with it. and sometimes I can't, so I just mute my microphone and just sing along. It's really becoming a signature, not just of any Jewish service, but of a rappers and rabbis service. That is really becoming one of our signature pieces of music, and you can definitely look forward to hearing that on our upcoming album. A couple people last week took a guess in some of the comments on our social media, but we have set up a secret social media account, both on Instagram and Twitter, that is the name of our album, spelled out just as it is, as a social media handle. And we promise that if anybody can correctly guess the name of our album anytime between now and when it comes out, we will send you a Rappers and Rabbis swag pack with some merchandise and information about the crew and our upcoming events. We're going to be setting off a merch line to support our upcoming album. And I'm just so excited to announce that. Definitely sometime towards the high holidays, I hope we'll have all that together for everybody to tune into. So I want to bring out our next special guest. We'll just kind of go down the line. And we have Internal Rhyme with us live from Los Angeles, California. How you doing today, my guy?
What's going on, everyone? I'm doing swell. Happy to be here. Like Craig said, my name is Internal Rhyme. I'm a hip-hop artist and a social worker by day based in Los Angeles. I've been rapping for a very long time, and I've been with Rappers and Rabbis for a couple of years now. I love what we do. I do love my Jewish identity, and I love a life of hip-hop, so bringing them together is what I'm all about. I don't know what prayer we have next, but maybe I can help introduce
you already did a good introduction. The next prayer is all about love. And I wanted you to help me out to introduce this one, because we do focus in our teachings a lot about mental health awareness and suicide prevention and peace and love, not just spread around the world, but within. It's all about loving yourself. And, you have to really love yourself to be able to love others. And the next prayer we're going to play is our remix of Yedid Nefesh. And this is a prayer that's very special. Our version of it is very special to me. And just maybe you could talk about the intersection really quick of your world between hip hop and social services, and how important it is to preach self-love, to be able to spread love.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, the idea of preaching self-love and spreading love is ever so valuable, and comes out in every aspect of like life, and not only the work itself, but specifically hip hop, I think, overlaps with the world of social work all the time. I'm blessed to even practice and do my work in a neighborhood that is really legendary. Has hip hop legends less than a mile away, people like Roddy Ricch or YG or Nipsey around the corner. So to be in a city like Los Angeles, where there's been so much legendary hip hop and also, unfortunately, so much tragedy, both like socially and communally, it overlaps a lot. It's a blessing to like sit back and learn, and that's often like what I'm here to do, and then just contribute where I can. So I think that's my little spiel for today.
Yeah, and then coming from a city like Philadelphia, which has been named today as the most dangerous city in the United States, and then going to Los Angeles, such as being another very dangerous city that, we as a crew of Rappers and Rabbis, we really appreciate your social services that you do, and how you've brought clarity to the crew about how important it is to be self-conscious of your mental health and awareness. So with that said, we have this really amazing video we're going to play for Yedid Nefesh. And throughout the video, there are quotes that will stream down the screen about love, and how just classic of an element it is in our life to love yourself and to love one another. So without further ado, I'm going to play our remix of Yedid Nefesh.
of it. Would you stay a minute? Every day I'm running just to pay for something. When you pay a visit, Papa stunt to hustle. Put the money down, there's only one above you. So I set the table by the candlelight, cover up the bread and pour the wine. I'm a turning face before that door could whine. Cause when you stepping in, you make the floor divine. But you more than mine, this ain't no court and diner for the time. Just to sport a wife, you the core of life. When the war inside, wanna warp the mind. You my tour guide, searching for advice in a horde of lies. I'ma organize, I'ma call my guys, hit up all the tribes. We gon' form a line, she gon' walk in, you can feel the vibes like nah, nah, nah.
Relaxation, restoration, respiration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th Sabbath day sacred. Relaxation, restoration, respiration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th Sabbath day sacred.
I've heard from a lot of people that that's one of their favorite songs that we play in our services, including some members of my family. They say they really look forward to that beautiful feeling they get from hearing that prayer. And so we were just talking about love, and hip hop is really predicated on the notion of peace, not just self love and love for each other, but peace in the streets. Just as we as Jews preach for peace in the Middle East, it's such a direct correlation that I've found between Judaism and hip hop in the preachings of peace. And the next prayer I want to play is Oseh Shalom. But first, I want to introduce our last special guest for the night, Mr. E, in the building. I want you to please introduce yourself and talk about your upcoming event on the 31st that you're hosting. And then also talk about the importance of peace, not just, as we say, peace around the world, but let's talk about maybe peace in the community and how you've been building up your community with these events you've been hosting. So please, Mr. E, take it from here.
Yes, thank you, Crates. So, peace. I go by the name of Mr. E. I like to say in the classroom, it's Mr. E. To those who don't know me, I'm a mystery. I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be here with Rappers and Rabbis. I've been working with this amazing group of both rappers and rabbis for the past couple of years. I'm a hip hop artist, MC, educator, edutainer, teaching artist, and now U.S. hip hop cultural ambassador. As Crates had mentioned, I host a monthly event in New Jersey. It's called the Revolution Rendezvous at a place called Revolution Freehold. And this is an event which I've been hosting for coming up on almost 4 years now. and they started off as very small open mics, and since then they have grown into large events in which we have vendors, musical performances of poetry, music, various genres, motivational speakers, just a very diverse talent pool, and local businesses. So I've been blessed to host that. Shout out to my DJs, Earth Supreme, and again Revolution who allow us to be there. Rappers and Rabbis, we're going to be doing a special introduction. We're going to be kicking off the event, actually, which is going to be pretty exciting, because we're going to have quite a few non-Jews in the building. So we're going to have an opportunity to bring them into our world, bring them in with the Matovu, right? And gather them in. So I'm looking for the mayor. That's right. That's right. So then as far as peace, peace is in hip hop, right? It's not only a farewell, but it's also a greeting when we say peace. So it's so integral, within hip hop and Judaism. And as an individual, and as rappers and rabbis, that's what I strive to bring. This event on the 31st, you will definitely see that there's peace surrounded. There's self-love and exchange of love, but there's also that unified and communified peace. So peace.
Yeah, peace. And I'm looking forward to many more events coming soon. And man, Mr. E, just, as a community, we salute you for your exercise in building community and preaching peace, not only in the hip hop world, but also as a member of Rappers and Rabbis in the world of Judaism. And here we go with our remix of Oseh Shalom.
Shalom Aleinu, Me'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimruma, Uya say Shalom Aleinu, Me'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom. Y'all say shalom, y'all say shalom, y'all say shalom.
Y'all say shalom, I play Capone, actually I'm Maya. Who passing me the lighter? We bout to take you higher. You waiting on Messiah, they hit you with the hezi. Get on your Hezekiah, till heaven is your climbing. The devil wants attention, I dead him off with silence. Though violence is cathartic, remember your assignment. Recorded on papyrus, they cannot ignore it, not even in the slightest. Talking about a blockchain, these tokens came from Titus. Before there was a pilot, we was flying on Osiris. Try us.
Sharp source to prune force, then prune force to tune chords. A higher type of harmony when we know we ain't harming we. Sharp source to prune force, then prune force to tune chords. A higher type of harmony when we know we ain't harming we. Say shalom bimrama, Uya say shalom aleinu, Me'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimruma, Uya say Shalom Aleinu, Me'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Y'all say Shalom, 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 y'all say Shalom. One day we'll peace out, go fishing with Trump and Hillary Clinton. Eye to eye, fist to fist, no fist cuffs, only fist bumps. We need to talk it out. Alphabet text, introduce yourself. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Hi, H, I.
One day we could just listen to what the artist has written. Smidgens the hardest renditions of where the pain lies. One day we'll embrace differences, cause that type of division feels like an ending, but really it's just a gray sky. And it hardly ever rains on the west side, but I'm rocking with the gang out of best time. Trying to unify, strive to the next time. Gotta get by with a head high and set the example. I know the fight that's a hand is a handful. So settle down, get around. With my brother MC and we don't mean no Rambo. Hip hop is a sample of the feeling of peace that projects from the core. Let us dismantle the systems that keep us attached to the floor. Ain't back in the war. I throw two fingers up to this Shemesh. Stick to my moral ground, that's how I stay sound without no regrets. I got the best love and I'm spreading it far as it gets. And I tell you to bless up, cause reality hard as a desk. So when I'm starting to fret, gotta let anxiety get away. Cause I know larger the stress, the larger the bet, there's gotta be better days. Say
Shalom Bimruma, Booyah, say Shalom Aleinu. Mi'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Say Shalom Bimruma, Booyah, say Shalom Aleinu. Mi'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom. Y'all say shalom, 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 y'all say shalom.
That's such a beautiful rendition. Shout out again to Internal Rhyme, Papa Left, and Mystery, as well as Matt, who were featured on a lot of these songs that we've been playing tonight. You guys are really prime examples of great MCs that take their craft seriously. We're in an era of hip hop where so many people just go off the dome, as they call it. They go into the booth and just rap whatever's on their mind, but it means a lot more to rap from here, from your heart. And I can really tell listening to some of these songs that you guys have done that y'all take your craft seriously and really rap from the heart. And that song is so special. And all these songs will be featured on our upcoming album. But it is Shabbat, so kind of back to the matter of hand. This is a celebration tonight. And normally we do a Havdalah service on Saturdays, but tomorrow I'll be in attendance of a wedding. And what makes this wedding so special is I will be the only ordained minister in the building. I'm ordained with the United Life Ministries, and I've actually officiated multiple weddings for friends and family over the years. And what makes tomorrow's wedding special is I get to do a vow renewal ceremony. And what's so interesting about vow renewal ceremonies in Judaism is typically the bride and groom don't recite their vows. It's really a prayer service that's based on celebrating the union under the chuppah in the presence of God. And it's really just such an amazing thing. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. And one of the biggest parts of the vow renewal service, any Shabbat service, any wedding celebration, is the blessing over the wine, is the Kiddush. So tonight I'm just going to do a quick blessing over the wine. Tonight it's not wine, it's pineapple juice, so I'm cheating, but we got to stay healthy. So I'm just going to do the blessing really quick. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Blessed are you, O God. Amen. Blessed are you, O God, who created the fruit of the vine. L'chaim. And with that said, I want to talk about really quick why I'm doing this wedding ceremony tomorrow. Is because a lot of people who got married during COVID, during quarantine, weren't able to have their proper ceremonies. And so many people around the world, Jews and non-Jews alike, are now officially tying the knot and bringing people together to properly celebrate. And that kind of reminded me of a song that we have called New Land, which is about Noah's Ark, which is the vessel in the Genesis flood narrative through which God spares Noah, his family, and examples of all the world's animals from a world engulfing flood. The story of Genesis is repeated with variations in almost all the world religions, as it's so important to commemorate just new beginnings in general. I'm a fan of saying that every morning when we are blessed by God to awaken, that we can kind of start over again, no matter with what you're dealing with in life. And obviously, what we've been dealing with in life this past year has been sickness, and it's been around the world. So this is really this song kind of serves as a prayer for people to celebrate just being new and being refreshed in life and being reborn, if you will, and feeling that peace and love that we talked about. So without any more delay, I'm going to play our version of a song that we call New Land. This video we put together is very creative, and we did it over quarantine, and we kind of have a twist on putting on a mask. And in the video, the masks are of the animals that were on Noah's Ark. So it's very creative. It's one of my favorite songs from Rappers and Rabbis, and it's called New Land. Shalom, y'all. Thanks for tuning into the Beat Midrash featuring Rabbi Avi Strasberg.
You might think that Noah would be dying to get off the ark, right? They've been in quarantine how many months now? 6 months, 8 months, 10 months.
If you're going to find new land, bring a pocket full of sand, for you're quite sure to miss shore. And when you think about it all, our lives are very small. Still I hope I never die.
I hope I never die, but I live on through my artistry. Through all of the debauchery, hypocrisy, and poverty, I pour out for my sons as my eyes get watery enough to flood the earth. I just tell them build the ark for me, carpentry. These cubits not from arteries, but I built them from the heart. You see, if ever you get lost at sea, just send a dove out for an olive tree and pray that we are all in peace. R.I.P. to quarantine.
If you're going to find new land, bring a pocket full of sand, for you're quite sure to miss shore.
There's a flood coming, it's best we stay afloat. Unite every animal, have them elope. In the age of extinction, we're the last of the Mohicans. Grab your partner, say we will survive, let it sink in. On a voyage, far from a cruise. Put my life on the line with everyone's to lose. It is what it was, time to search for new land as we approach a new normal and devise a new plan.
When you think about it all, our lives are very small. Still I hope I never die. I want to live forever, my every breath is treasured. Gold bars that glow in the dark, I flow hard as Noah's Ark. What I mean is even Phoenix feels free at last when he's ash. Nevermore and nothing lasts. And the raven at your door also raps, colder than his black shoulder blade, and he's also strapped. Click, clack, flap, flap. If you're going to find new land, bring a pocket full of sand, for you're quite sure to miss shore. When you think about it all, our lives are very small. Still I hope I never die.
He sends the raven out, she doesn't come back. He sends the dove out. The dove comes into him at eventide, and lo, in her mouth, an olive leaf freshly plucked. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from the earth. The fact that the dove was able to find a plant. What do you imagine that feeling is as they're thinking about, as they're about to leave the ark?
Yeah, just like all our other songs, I've really grown to love that one. That's really become a special part of our services, is including that. Even though it's not a prayer, it's a song, but I think it's so important just to remind people that in these terrible times that's going around the world, that we got to have fun and we have to stay positive. We have to spread love and spread peace. And one of the best ways we've been doing that is with our Shabbat service and ciphers and our Havdalah hangouts, as I've been kind of affectionately calling them, where we get together on Saturday nights. And what makes our Saturday night special is we usually feature a song from one of the artists of Rappers and Rabbis that's not necessarily a prayer. We always feature a song. We recently featured Elevator Pitch by Internal Rhyme, which is an amazing new song you have online now. We recently featured Rise Above by Mr. E, which is an amazing song that's online now. And behind the scenes, I've been cooking up with Matt to the other side of me here, and we've been working on some really amazing music that after the Rappers and Rabbis album comes out, I can't wait to feature some of his songs and what we've been working on. Everybody in our crew is so talented. Big shout outs to Rabbi Adam Meir, to Papa Left, and Tex Rich Ali, to Spencer, and all the other members of our crew that's not here tonight, but we definitely feel them in spirit. What's so amazing about our collective is we have so many talented members that are talented in different ways. And one ways that we're going to start bringing together all of our talents is in a Monday night Musar meeting. And along with that, we have the event on July 31st that Mr. E talked about. And I'm going to bring Matt Barr back up to the stage to talk about some of the other things, including Musar, that we have coming up.
Word. So, every Monday starting August, we're going to do Monday Musar, which is just ethics, where we concentrate on a virtue. And the basic idea is we'll study about a virtue like patience, compassion, discipline, and write bars about it and kind of, make rhymes about it. Because the idea of it is to concentrate about it, think about it. So that'll be our way of processing the virtue. And then, meet every Monday and kind of, Crates will bring some new beats and we'll try to record some dope tracks about the specific virtue. And then, try to listen to it for week 2 and try to, find opportunities to practice patience or discipline, So that's what we'll be doing every Monday with a fellowship that the applications are actually online and we'll be putting out soon. And then, as far as what else am I talking about, Crates?
I think we have another upcoming event in the beginning of August.
Oh, word. So July 31st is the first time that we're going to be able to perform like our hip hop Shabbat, and this, I'm going to take great pride in what we're going to do eventually, whether or not we hit it this first time, but I'm very confident in the music. And so I'm really looking forward to doing it in front of everybody. And our first opportunity is to do that is July 31st at where Eric?
Revolution Freehold in Freehold, New Jersey.
Right. Which is, and it's an awesome event. I mean, honestly, it's just good vibes and really a lot of different type of people there, just kind of communicating with one another for a long time. And so come through, and we're gonna start it off with our hip hop Shabbat kind of like get down of like 6 songs from the prayer service and be like, hey, this is what we do, everybody. Most people won't be Jewish there, but you come through, but it'll just be like, but it's the right vibe. So people are like, okay, cool. Let's see what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? So we're really looking forward to presenting it on the 31st. Secondly, we have another event at the JCC here in Wynwood, the JCC Kaiserman on August 8th from 10 to 2. And Rappers and Rabbis will be there doing different things, but also performing the Hip Hop Shabbat, but also, doing a workshop and teaching about prayer with young families. So come through 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. August 8th. And more coming,
Yeah, more coming. One thing I wanted to bring up, maybe you can just speak really quickly about, is our B'nai Mitzvot program.
Well, we have our first, the first time that we've done it is like, I guess to start is that I always go around and work with a lot of B'nai Mitzvah people and have them go through the Torah portion and then help them write raps about it just to show them a way of processing it or talking about it. And then they go into whether or not they rap for their Torah portion for the Bar Mitzvah. It makes them feel like, okay, I see, I understand it more just because we've gone through it, but also I can speak about this in an interesting way. So let me think about it creatively when I go and do it for my actual Bar Mitzvah. So I've been doing that for 12 years, but now Crates and I come together and it's if you really want to do an online program of let's make a little bit, 2-3 song kind of 10 class, 1 to 2 hours each over 2-3 months, where it's people are looking for these type of ways of really elevating their B'nai Mitzvah. And this is a fun way that I think we have a couple opportunities to do this. So we'll see how they go. And I'm confident about it, but it'll be fun to see, like, hopefully it can be like a real ritual. Like, we're trying to create new rituals.
And I like the way you put it.
The time we're putting in.
I like the way you put it, that it'll help them to gain more understanding of the Torah portion. I'm not knocking popular American Jewish music, but it is somewhat dated in the folk, acoustic, pop, element, and
Right.
the youth.
At best.
Yeah, the youth of today, the TikTok youth of today, is very invested in hip hop and rap music culture.
Yeah.
And so being able to explain Judaism in a way that they would better understand it, I'm just so excited for this opportunity.
Right.
And also, as a music producer, like when I work with different artists, I always learn something. I learn something from every artist I work with. And I do believe that there's wisdom in the youth. And I'm really looking forward to learning and growing and working with more youth groups and synagogues and Sunday schools as we progress with our online and in real life programs. So I definitely, before we get going, I really want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. Mystery, Internal Rhyme, I don't know if you guys have any other shout outs or any last words you want to provide for the Cypher. But after that, I'm going to make you guys rap a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah. I don't have much else. Just got some new music coming soon. In the meantime, like Craig said, just dropped that song Elevator Pitch. Just dropped a video for it. Shooting this new video next week. So I'll be excited to show you guys that. Got a couple singles coming through. So follow me at Internal Rhyme, and obviously keep up with all of us, rappers and rabbis. I'll be around.
All right. And yes, as for me, tomorrow I'm actually releasing on all streaming platforms. Not a song, but a spoken word poem called House is Not a Home, which I'll also be releasing a lyric video for that. So keep an eye out for that. And then, of course, as we mentioned, I highly advise, if you're in the tri-state area, or if you could make it out around July 31st, we are just going to have an amazing time. And you'll be able to vibe out and kick it with rappers and rabbis live in person, as well as just enjoy so many other talented acts and vendors, and just experience community live in the flesh. And it's going to be an amazing time. So that's about it.
It's such a small world. Just a couple. I don't know why I'm getting feedback. Hold on. It's such a small world. A couple days ago, I interviewed an artist from Patterson who was already tapped in with what you had going on, Mr. E. It's kind of amazing. When you build a network in a community, you never know who knows who until you really start talking. So you're definitely making waves in the Jersey area. Salute to you. And Rhyme, as an artist that's between the scene in Philly and LA, you're making some noise as well. And we wish you the best with your upcoming releases. I have a lot of new music out as well. Make sure to check me out.
And I've been drinking a shake of spinach and fruit once a day. And that's what you should be thinking. That's what you should give me props for.
One of our next services, we should get into nutrition. I think it would be an interesting Havdalah to talk about nutrition and how to treat yourself, not
mental
with junk
health,
food. Yeah, but treat yourself.
Health and mental health are intertwined very deeply for me.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think definitely there's something to be said for the alignment of mind and body and soul. And as we all know, health is wealth. There's no doubt about it. So definitely let's all, focus throughout this year on just being better and being healthier people. I'm going to be right there with you. I go to the gym a couple times a week and work out, and it's definitely something to be said for completely having that trinity in your life of mind, body, and soul. And with that said, we're going to come to the end of the service. But at the end of a Jewish service, as we all know, there's a concluding song. Tonight, I'm going to play a remix beat I made for Ein Kelohenu. Ein Kelohenu is a very, very well-known Jewish hymn that is chanted at the end of services. But instead of chanting tonight, I'm going to have you guys spit a couple bars, only if the spirit moves you. I don't want to force anything. But all three of you are accomplished MCs. So what I'm going to do is throw on my remix beat for Ein Kelohenu, and we will bring this service to a close. I want to thank everybody that's been joined in on our Twitch, our YouTube, and our Facebook. We've had people throughout the night tune in on all three platforms. I would really want to thank the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West New Jersey. Our services wouldn't be possible without them. We've been innovating on how to provide services and incorporate hip hop into them. And without them, this wouldn't be possible. I also want to thank Anat Hochberg for her vocal stylings that's featured on a lot of our tracks. If you were ever wondering, who's that female singing with these rappers and rabbis, big shout out to Anat. She's such a blessing on the tracks and as a person. And shout out to Purple, our hip hop Rebbe, and shout out to Rabbi Avi Strasberg, who was also featured tonight. We are definitely a large community that's growing. And if anybody's interested in growing with us, please check us out at www.rappersandrabbis.com as we are opening our fellowship up. We're calling it Fellowship 2.0, and we're inviting everybody that's interested in either Judaism or hip hop or both to please apply and become a member of our community. I believe this is something very special that's growing by the day. Follow us on all social medias at Rappers and Rabbis. And without further ado, I'm going to play the remix beat for Ein Kelohenu.
Hey, yeah, hey. Shout to my people like Ein Kelohenu. I just grab the mic and I spit the pain through. Turn up the compressor, turn up the gain too. Cause you know I'm going crazy, you know what that name do. Rapping up on the mic with the rappers and rabbis. You just some rap guys, don't have no sad eyes. Cause it's Shabbat, gotta turn the phone off. Chill with the family, blow the steam off. Get off the smile, lift up the L'chaim. Here with my brothers, doing the right thing. And we doing the damn thing, and that's all night long. With all these remixes, old Jewish prayers and songs. I'm honored to be here with my brothers tonight. Yeah, we doing it right. Lift up that H and that light. Up to the Shemay. Yeah, that means the sun. And I'm here with my brothers in Adonai. Yeah, that's number one. That's number one.
Yeah. Alright. Yes. Alright. Let's get it. Hey yo, shout out Internal Rhyme. Hey yo, I take my time. I go after number 9, something like a dime. Yo, I'm feeling fine. Shout out Matt Barr. See me in the sky, I be shining like a star. Then we got my man, Digital Crates. I'm infinite, like the number 8. Yo, I'm feeling so great, and I'm blessed. For my dinner, eat that food off the plate. Shabbat Shalom, I'm blessed within my home. Shalom stands for peace, needed in the streets and the Middle East. And between the sheets, that's where we spread the love, where we create it. Yes. Don't forget July 31st, pop out, Revolution 3-0.
Here we go. I'll just go because that's what you do. I'm gonna do my best.
Grace wasn't gonna let Matt get out of it.
I'm gonna do my best. It wasn't much to try to feel, but I couldn't touch. I don't even know what Ein Kelohenu means, to be honest. Kelohenu, Ein Kamoshi. So I'm rapping a little freestyle. It's been a while since I had the wild, we wild. over Novi. It's in like on the snap. And if you send a gun up in the fat, I never I don't listen. To get the fuck up, you guys hearing this? Is that coming in? Is that coming in? Yo, I wish I could ride. Every time. Spit that shit like I was half divine. But I can't think that fast. So I'll go fast, and I'll go fast, and I'll go rad, and I'll go sad, and I'll go rad. So let me just speak in a different language. So you're like, I don't know what he's saying, but I'll just go be playing like Dibba Bob and Mayan. This is a lot easier not to have to make sense. Break it down like Vice President Pence. Donald Trump. Ooh, is a chump. They can sound for them and I found them and up. You know, having a good job and a farm and a phone. And it's in the bit of an amendment and never found it. If I make it, but I believe that I believe the farm and the king and a bomb and the job and the fun of my you know, it's a lot easier to not have to make it all. I don't know how you guys do it. You guys make it make sense. But if I don't have to make it make sense, I can freestyle for a while. It's enjoyable, in fact.
Man, big shout out to the wordsmiths out there, Mr. E, Internal Rhyme, Matt Bars. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. I go by Digital Crates. I'm going to leave y'all with a final prayer. It's one of peace. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. May God bless you and keep you. May God cause the divine light to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God turn to you and grant you peace. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Praised is the Lord by day and praised by night. Praised when we lie down and praised when we rise up. I place my spirit in God's care. When I wake is when I sleep. God is always with me. I shall not fear, for my body and spirit is God's to keep. And let us all say together,
Amen.
Amen.
Yep. And again, make sure to follow us at Rappers and Rabbis. Check us out at www.rappersandrabbis.com. I wish everybody peace and love. And please join in with us next weekend as we'll go back live for Shabbat and for Havdalah. And make sure to check out new music online now from Internal Rhyme and Mr. E. And please check out all the Rappers and Rabbis music that we have on our YouTube page. And definitely look forward to our debut album as a crew coming online soon. Thank you guys so much. Peace and love. And that'll end our service for tonight.